immediately upon waking up, when I remember to, I meditate immediately. I like to listen to this certain track that I've mentioned in my previous videos, but the moment you wake up, and what this does, and it doesn't have to be long, it doesn't have to be an hour, it could be 10-15 minutes, but what this does is it helps you remember your dreams. And that's what it did with me this morning. And I didn't remember all of it, or all of them, but what it was it was about girls. And it was a very, it was a very intimate dream, but it was also very lacking of the normal sort of aloofness of most people today. There were, I think, 2 girls that I was having some sort of a trip or adventure with, and they weren't the only ones on the trip, but there were a whole bunch of other people on the trip, but I was somehow talking to these 2 girls, and one of them ended up, any of you who have partners or wives, you know there's a thing they can do, like when they'll come up and like lift your arm up and get underneath if you're sitting on a couch or something. That's what one of these girls did in the dream, and we were barely talking about anything. There were no names involved, but the connection, just the freedom of, it's like when it's properly done and a girl is coming to you or wanting to give you a hug or wanting to get close, then there's just like, you melt together, and it's like the closing of a yin-yang circle, and there's nothing else going on there. There's none of the angst, there's none of the gender nonsense, there's none of the equality, this, that stuff going on, and it's a super incredibly simple yet like powerful connection with a woman, or a woman versus a man. And yeah, it's good. It's what I'm always sort of hinting at in all my videos. I don't like go out and make predictions this way or that way, or say what things ought to be, but the way I carry myself in this arena here, for the most part, is humans are a family. You know, they're all kind of wacky and stuff, but the names stuff is unnecessary. I am pretty much exactly the same to everybody, unless you're boring, and then I just don't really interact with you too much. But there's no divide to cross if you're coming to me to talk to me. It doesn't exist. Same thing on YouTube. If you come to talk to me on YouTube, there's not any divide to cross to get to me. And as well, this can cause some unwanted things to happen too. But at the same time, I'm not just like a pushover, and if you come bother me, then I will let you know. Like April Callahan, you're gonna go in timeout if you don't ease up a little bit. That's an example of somebody coming and bothering me and me doing nothing about it. So that's your warning. It's up to you to decide what you think timeout's gonna mean, but it will happen. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to talk about. This, you guys may not like this, but I think I should talk about it as well. Og. Fucking Og. So he had this video about not masturbating, right? Not a video, but he announced it on Facebook and told us fellas to take a break from it for a couple months. And I had a dream about that too, apparently. And let's just say the issue of whether to masturbate or not came up while I was, in the process of getting things going, and then I decided to, or somehow remembered Og in my fucking dream while I'm, masturbating or preparing to, or whatever. See, the fact that this is embarrassing is also a dumb thing, because everybody masturbates and there's porn all over the place, and the whole sexuality is inverted as well. But anyway, somehow I remember not to masturbate in my dream, and I actually didn't in my dream. So and another thought that I have that I'm gonna say about the inversion that Augie's talking about, where he's saying the cone is gonna flip. Okay, a way to think about it is that this reality here, this physical reality here, is the inverted portion, the ass backwards, everything is ass backwards portion. And the other one, where we're going, or the true one, or the closer to source one, is on the other side, and that's the dream world. But the problem is if you haven't been treating yourself correctly, if you haven't been treating the people around you correctly, if you're living in the fear mode, the hate mode, if you're living in all of these things, your dreams are going to be a reflection of that as well. So you're going to be dreaming about the same things that you're pissed off and worried about here in this particular aspect. So that's a reason why it's good for, if you have a feeling that anything is happening with all this stuff, with all this disclosure stuff, if you search inside your soul and see if you feel like there's anything moving in there, then it might be wise to clean your side of the street here, so when this inversion happens, if that's how it's actually happening, and all of this stuff is, believe what you believe. But if the inversion happens and we flip over, and now the dream state on the other side is what our waking physical state is here, and it has just flipped, then so what my envisioning of it is that your main mode will be in what to us now is the dream mode. Okay, so that part will flip, so your main consciousness will always be in there, but it won't remain exactly as it is like right now when you're dreaming. It will be the sense of physicality, the sense of I'm really here doing this, but it won't be as impossible to grab or grasp or hold on to, and it won't be exactly the same as in these normal dreams we have, where we don't know we're dreaming at all until we wake up, for the most part, unless you're good at lucid dreaming. So that's my conception of the inversion of the inversion. And yeah. Also, if you meditate right when you wake up, okay, your dream, you're helping the inversion of the inversion happen. Like, your dream state carries through into this side. And that's also a way that it could happen, is that the two, instead of just flip-flopping violently, they slowly kind of merge until, you've done it very simply and seamlessly and you barely realized it. Okay? All right. Take care, everybody. Love you all. Reach out to me if you feel so compelled, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.